Wagwan to Bali, man. Big buns. Hey, what's up, y'all? This is EddieAmbition and Captain Snacks, and we're back with another episode of Transparency. Today, we're going to go meet Cliff White. After serving over 16 years in the correctional system, Cliff says he knows how to end recidivism. But also, after serving over 16 years in the correctional system, he has some crazy stories and a crazy history. This should be a lit episode, an inspiring episode, and motivational. This episode's a little different. Instead of us going to a house today, we actually going to a commercial building, and that's actually the dope part. Cliff not only talking about it, but he being about it. Cliff started his own business, and this is one of his properties that he has on contract that he has to do some work on. I'm not 100% clear as far as exactly what he does at the property, but he's going to let us know for sure. He's excited about it, he's proud about it, and he's going to let us know. We're going to get some footage and everything for you. So this one, you know, is a true account for sure. But make sure y'all stay tuned, like, share, and subscribe. We're getting ready to head there now, but we got to go right about now because it's not too far, but we got about a good hour in front of us. And we told him we'd be there within about an hour or so we need to get moving. Make sure y'all stay tuned, man. Appreciate you for watching. Let's get it.
Back then, I used to love you, but you showed me I was nothing to you. My heart, my trust, all gave to you, and you want every time. There's no change in your heart. It's so fun about breaking hearts. You think it's a game? Well, I'm left in pain. You're a wild lover, and you can't be tamed. I'm breaking hearts. What's so fun about breaking hearts? You think it's a game? Well, I'm left in pain. You're a wild lover, and you can't be tamed. Should've said you want polygamy. Now sold me your dreams of monogamy. Then I'd have felt a little differently. It's clear you was just
Is that right? Cliff? Yeah. Eddie. Nice to meet you, man. Yeah, man, it's different for us, man. We at a commercial property.
Yeah, man.
Where we at?
So we had Rockville, my first major contract, and he toured to see how young entrepreneurs do.
Yeah, that's what's up. Let's go on this tour, man.
Yeah, so I got this contract, and my duty is to keep the blue off the carpet, carpet blue. That's stuck on the floor. And so it gives me a chance to employ a couple guys to help them become business owners. Because if they are on my team, they have to be a business owner.
Oh yeah, that's what's up, man.
And that's because the law, you have to pay somebody legally 1099.
Oh yeah.
So you have to have a company to be able to do that. Or the IRS will come out. So instead of just hiring a guy, everybody I hired so far, man, I got about 4 guys returning business owners. Yeah, I'm trying to increase the numbers.
That's good, right big.
It's better to have a lot of business owners than a lot of inmates.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and because the government making it hard for ex-cons to make it out here, that's where I come into play.
Yeah. How long you been doing this?
5 years.
5 years.
So I want to know how many guys or how many people like yourself want to be business owners and get out for that business.
So Cliff, man, we just saw the building. Man, impressive, man. You got the whole building on the contract.
The whole building, man.
And that's all right. You got to buy me a Benz one day, man.
Yeah, man, I'm trying. I'm gonna get my Benz first, and I'm gonna come at you.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
we're gonna make sure we record that when we do that.
Oh yeah. But take us from the top though. Where are you from?
I'm from Columbia, Maryland, and it's nice out there.
Yeah.
You know, but I was a product of one of those parents that my father, he didn't want us to live in the hood, so he moved us out in the county, which happens a lot among black people.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want us to live in the hood. But now when you move us into the county and the neighborhood we was living in, now we're around rich people.
Yeah.
So now we stick out like a sore thumb. So basically all my troubled days and everything really started for me in middle school. But that's when it started mattering that I got them same Jordans.
Yeah.
You know, but back then we only paid $140. Now they $250 and all that. But so back then it was a big deal for middle schools, you know, and so even though I come from a real good suburb, I found the dark in this election. And it led me into some problems where at age 19 I was sentenced to 22 years, 3 months, and 19 days. So you know, you stand in front of a judge at 19, you would never think 22 years, and you think your life is over.
Yeah.
Get back in the prison cell. My first time I cried in a long time. And I was looking at that paper, and it was 1997. But it said, damn, you're not getting out till 2015. So at that point, you could either break or you're going to get strong. And I made it a purpose to get strong. And I studied everything. I got my hands on everything. And still was into stuff. I still got into a little gang life. I still got introduced more as being a better criminal in prison than I was on the streets. Because the type of people that you meet in there wasn't the type of people I was meeting on the streets. You know what I'm saying? So I'm meeting like big dope dealers and big drug kingpins, and they got the dope. And I never touched heroin when I was on the street. But in prison, everything is accessible. And I have always just had that type of persona to be into everything. Wow, you know, but at least the good and bad, you know what I'm saying? You can use your charisma for positive or for negative.
Yeah.
So I had a turbulent time in prison, but one thing I always did when I was on lockup or the general population, I read a lot.
Yeah.
And I studied because I knew once I got out, nobody was going to hire me. I got 3 gun charges, 2 armed robberies, and to this day, nobody still gives me a chance. So it was either to jump back in the game or create a game. So I created, well, not create one, but find a lane that I could stay on the streets and make money that would satisfy me.
Yeah.
And that came through entrepreneur. And it took me 5 years of grinding. My family turned their back on me, friends, females, because they can't see the vision.
Yeah.
A lot of black people, and I'm talking to black people, right? A lot of y'all can't just worry about what you see in front of you. You have to see what's going to be, what's in front of you right now, what's that going to cause a year from now, 2 years from now. And I knew 5 years ago that I was going to be in this position.
Yeah.
You know, and then 5 years from now, I know I'm going to be in another position. 5 years from now, this building or another building like this is going to be mine. Yeah. Right now, this is just my first. So I'm out here to show them, man, if I can do it after 16 years with hardly no financial support, just me, females I meet, and just my ambition, anybody can do it.
Yeah. That's interesting, man. You mentioned that you read a lot while you were on lockup. What are some of the things you read?
I've read a lot of biographies. Asada Shakur, Che, whoever. Am I saying that right?
Not sure.
But they know what I'm talking about. Big Che from Cuba.
Yeah.
He's really from Argentina, but he represented Cuba. Then you got George Jackson. And so I read a lot of, in my early years, I read a lot of revolutionary novels. I studied under the Nation of Islam.
Oh, okay.
And then as I got older, I branched away from any religion. Because if people don't know, you have some pure people that's in religion in prison.
Yeah.
But it's really a whole bunch of politics with that. You know what I'm saying? So just like they have religious wars out here,
right,
they have religious wars and politics in there.
What's that look like? What causes that?
I guess everybody in prison now, it is the go-to thing to be religious. So The popular thing is Muslim. The popular thing used to be Nation Islam. And if you don't get into that, if you don't get into any type of religion, then people turn towards the gangs. I didn't like the religion because it was just too many politics. So I served my own God the way I want to serve him, and left all them politics.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So what are some things, I guess going in young, what are some things you learned or you know, that maybe kind of matured you?
well, after reading a whole bunch and understanding numbers, I came to a realization, and I'm talking for myself, but if the shoes fit where, that I was retarded. Because the numbers say this. In America, the consensus is 320 million Americans. Annually in the prison system, it's about 3 million, right? So that's less than 1% of this country that funds a multi-billion-dollar prison industry. So then when you break them numbers down even further, that less than 1%, so we can just round up to 1%, 70% of that 1% are black. That's what make them numbers epidemic to us.
Yeah.
So then when I'm looking, I say, damn, not only, so I gotta be less than 1% dumb as shit to be in jail when 99% on the street struggling. So I'm in here because I try to make a shortcut, but they still free even if they broke. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, shit, well, prison not for me. You know? And then it magnified because I was sent out of state and I was sent to a privately owned institution. And that prison was called CCA.
Yeah.
And y'all favorite Michael Jordan owns something, that's why I don't wear his shit.
Man.
Yeah. So, and that was the worst job I've been in as far as the food they feed you. Everything is a profit. So the less money they got spent on food, you're gonna get real slop. They give you drawers, take your drawers, give you drawers that might have runs in it. Because while you're in jail, you are no longer an individual. You are I think it's the 13th Amendment of the Constitution, you are legally a slave once you are convicted and sent to prison.
Yeah.
So your conditions are relevant to nobody. And the only reason why sometimes they have to act like they care is because maybe somebody died and now you got people on the outside that care.
Yeah.
But as far as in there, you are no longer a U.S. citizen while you're in there. You have no rights. And that forced me to want to change. Because I'm listening to all this music, and I'm a hip-hop head, but all I hear is everybody glorifying this.
Yeah.
And if you was in that, then for one, you wouldn't glorify it, because, you know, most a lot of people that was in it, they was some suckers while they was in there. Because when you don't have a gun or anything like that, or if you don't have the numbers behind you, all that shit is out the window. So it's mano y mano in there. And then two, it's just, it makes you understand how precious your freedom is.
Yeah.
So I came home with that attitude, that my freedom is worth more than any dollar. You know what I'm saying? So while I was struggling and still struggling, but still making ends meet, everybody I know went back. At least a time or two.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I just don't want to be that person. Prison is not for nobody. So if you think it's cool, you're a dummy. You know? If you listen to these guys and they make you think that it's like a passage of rights for black people to go to jail, don't believe that.
Right.
You know, you don't have to. You don't want to be in there because you are nothing once you get in there. So now when you come home or you stay home, you never been. Now it's trying to forward the thinking of blacks. And that's what I'm trying to do. I feel that, for one, the way the tax is set up in this country is that everybody should be a registered business owner.
Right.
Because a private citizen is paying my taxes. I get to write off everything. You can't write it off. I had a McDonald's burger. I ripped that off. I had to buy a pair of tennis shoes. That is my dress for my work. So I write off everything.
Oh, yeah?
But y'all can't, but as a citizen, you can't write that off.
Right.
So we got all these kids dying, we got everybody struggling, but at the end of the day, the solution to your problems reside with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta wake up with enough ambition, you gotta wake up with that knowledge of saying, I can create that. And that's what being an employee
does. It relaxes you because you know your paycheck is there as long as you get there.
Right.
But when I wake up, I don't know what my paycheck is. So now I gotta get on the phone. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. But it's more self-satisfying that I had jobs when I did similar things like this, and never got paid over $100.
Oh.
But I can sit here on an interview and I make $500 today.
Yeah.
So that's for motivational purposes. I'm not bragging, but I work hard for this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, y'all know, y'all can do it. I put them on. Them two up there gonna have a business within a month.
Yeah.
So it's like a whole movement going on. And if you ain't with it, if you negative, then get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't making no changes. And with me from Columbia, it's maybe 20 minutes from Baltimore.
Yeah.
So a lot of my friends come from there, females and everything. A lot of my business is in Baltimore. And with Baltimore being the #1 murder capital right now, it has to be some focus and attention on it. Right?
Yeah.
So this is no disrespect to people that's like into civil rights and stuff like that, but that shit is dead.
Yeah.
Trying to fight that type of fight like we did in the 60s and 70s is outdated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know all them Reverend Al Sharp and everybody else's alligators, they leaning by now. That shit don't work. You know what I'm saying? What works is we have to control, we have to gain power through our own actions. So that's the older and the younger. You know what I'm saying? So what older generation, I know my parents didn't, or the generation before them, who pushes our kids into being police officers so they can police these bad police?
Yeah.
When I had a jury trial, which I was found guilty after 3 days, my jury pool had 60 people. It had 3 older black people. No young blacks, no, but all the other races, they was represented.
Yeah.
You know why that was?
What's up?
Because the only way you could be in the jury pool if you were registered voter. So even if you don't vote, and if you worried about your man getting a free trial, or if you worried about just everybody, period, getting a free trial, register to vote, and now we can be part of that jury pool that when them police kill us illegally, we'll be on that jury pool, make sure they get in trouble.
Yeah.
See, everybody complaining about it, but I don't see nobody doing nothing.
Yeah.
And while people was just living, I had the time to sit on the side, study, and watch. You know, and that gives me an advantage because most people, you just running with the times. But just imagine having half your life to plan. So as soon as I come home, I accomplish everything. And it's like I'm moving at the speed of light, but I'm just focused.
Yeah.
And now I've been home 6 years. I feel like I'm ready for the world to understand how to change and who gonna lead you. You know, it could be a Jay-Z that could lead you.
Yeah.
It could be any of them guys, but it's the person that's going to sit down like Nipsey.
Yeah.
I really dig him before he was gone. I was listening to him maybe for like a year before he was gone. And I'm continuing on that marathon because I'm letting people know you can be a regular guy from the streets. You got $250 in your pocket, I'll show you how to start a business. It's that easy. If you're 13 years old and they're telling you in Maryland that you can't get a job because you have to have your workers permit. Yeah. Then I would tell you, your parents, to take you down to the office so you can go ahead and get registered as a business owner and then conduct yourself as a private contractor. See, knowledge is going to show us, but law and business is the only 2 forms of education that they don't teach you free. Yeah. You know? So this is why they don't want you to know all your rights. That's why it's not free. And they don't want everybody and the wrong people to become business owners. Yeah. Because that's how we will build our shit up. Yeah. So when you go in the corner and you walk into a soul food shop and it's good, but it's Chinese people, no disrespect to them, but when you look around, you're like, damn, man, why ain't no black companies? Because everybody think it's too hard. Yeah. Tax time, y'all should fill the motherfucking corners up with businesses. Women getting at least $10,000 a year. Yeah. If you got 3 of them together, and then y'all can start a dynasty. Yeah. So who else is sending that message out there? Who else sees 10 gang members on the corner? And you got the one leader, so he has control of all these 10 guys. So what if he sent 3 of them to electrical school, 3 of them to carpenter school, 3 of them to masonry, let everybody know in the neighborhood, and that y'all not letting no more private contractors in there. Y'all the contractors. Because y'all fighting over blocks, but then old Bob come with the contractor and beat Grandma Petty Sue for $50,000. See, y'all fighting over the wrong shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you had the power to tell this guy, go kill him. You had the power to tell him to go become an electrician.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but ain't nobody spitting this message.
Right.
So this is the introduction to the world so y'all can understand how we can change. It's not that hard.
Mm-hmm. What's if somebody were to just be coming home today, not sure where to go, what's a couple steps you would give them to do right away?
Man, well, I'm gonna be honest, you know, women helped me out.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I don't surround myself by dudes. Mm-hmm. It wasn't dudes that put me on my feet, it was women. It was women that gave me my first outfits. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So the advice that I would give them, man, is to work and try to find somebody. Either you're gonna have family support or a woman support.
Yeah.
If you're trying to stay out in the streets. Because 9 out of 10, if you coming home from prison, that means you was in the lifestyle. Mm-hmm. So now it's time to back up from that lifestyle. But they make it hard. They make it almost impossible. Because even with me being home over half a decade, they still gonna employ me. Mm. So how we gonna eat if you don't want to give us a shot?
Right.
So now you have to finagle it, but you have to have it one in your heart first of saying, I'm better than the jail cell. I'd rather be broke out here than out there. So then you set a plan, and then you just start Googling shit. Like when I came home, the internet was brand new to me.
Yeah.
So it was crazy that I could say, all right, how do I run a carpet cleaning company? And then all these ways bust up. I do my studying, get my business cards, and I get the jump.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my advice, is get an idea and then start surrounding yourself by people that want to do the same type of things.
Yeah.
Because if you're the only guy in your clique or family or whatever, ain't nobody going to understand your struggle. Yeah. Like in mine, I had more people tell me to quit than I had people to tell me to keep going. Sheesh. Because they can see in red, you know what I'm saying? But they don't know if you read, businesses tend to take at least 3 to 5 years to get in the green.
Yeah.
But it's magnified when you can't get a job. Because then you don't have no side money.
Yeah.
So you gotta do things. Me, you know, just me and women work out. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But they see that a brother is doing things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And don't be one of the ones that feel you gotta use somebody. I'm one of the ones that be like, hey, give me 1,000. I'm gonna go buy this equipment. I'll give you 1,500 back. Yeah. So everybody that gives me money makes money off of me. Because banks ain't gonna do it. So I try to get the community involved. But most black people can't see past go. Man, if your shit not established like McDonald's, I ain't messing with it.
Right. Sure.
So now I get a lot of phone calls now because I put this on Facebook, and now everybody want a job. Where was you when I was starving?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So a lot of people are already getting left behind. I'm still broke. Imagine how they gonna feel when I get that real money. But it takes hard work, dedication. So that's my advice. You just gotta grind out. And if you can't, call me.
Yeah. Because
I'm gonna give you a shot. Mm-hmm. A lot of people done messed up too. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta know what you want. But it should not be 82%, no, 79% of all people that come out of jail go back. Yeah. That's 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's you know, but I can understand why.
Right.
And that's why I'm trying to do this movement to let people know it's a difference.
Yeah. That's honorable, man. I did have a question though. When I guess I'm pretty sure a lot of people are confused on it. But the difference between like I guess a regular prison and private corporation.
Okay. Regular prison, we would say, would either be like the state division of correction. Yeah. So in Maryland, got about 20 prisons. Mm-hmm. Minimum, medium, and maximum. Yeah, right. Now state, privately owned corporations, you don't really hear about them too much because they are making tons of money. Mm-hmm. They're getting a lot of lobbying and a lot of people investing, and they just on the low. Mm. So I don't know if we have any in Maryland. I know it's one in DC and Virginia. Those are CCAs. Like I said earlier, it's corporation, Corporation, something of America. And they terrible to be in. And it's terrible for a CO to work in there too, because they ate the same food that we ate. And usually in state prisons they get treated better. Ain't too many programs. They're just trying to save money. So that's where it showed me that I'm just a paycheck. I think on the average, they said they average about $230 a day they made off of housing. And then by you knowing that you're going through all the pain, tribulations, and everything in there, but you're not getting none of that money. You somebody else's paycheck, while, you know, so how can you have any self-value if you value only to them? We keep putting ourselves back in those situations, and they just getting worse and worse. They're gonna build some more before they build some schools. They're gonna build more than them, and they're gonna build some rec centers. You know what I'm saying? So, and they got them all over. So
that's messed up for sure. That prison could be privately owned for profit.
It is. So what about we got a whole bunch of blacks to put money in there, own their own prisons? Then we know what programs to get. So we can go ahead and send people home the right way, because they throwing us out there. Like when I got out, $50 to start your life over new, $50. So thankfully I had a little support. But what about the guys that had zero support? That was locked up for over 10 years. They say, here go $50, and that's it. What that guy's supposed to do? They make it almost impossible to get housing. You know what I'm saying? So the only way that we can help us is help us. I hear a whole bunch of people talking. Ain't none of that gonna work, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of programs might sound good, but you can't teach people that stuff. So if I'm gonna enlighten you, I gotta show you how to eat while you getting enlightened, and that's gonna have a more impact than me coming to you like, look, man, you need to go see a psychiatrist and get your mental right. Don't worry. Oh, that's I ain't gonna say it's a waste of time, but the history shows it doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? You gotta show people how to eat. You got, you know what I'm saying? You gotta give them knowledge that most counties in Maryland have free trades.
Oh, they do. Why
y'all niggas ain't getting trades? I know in Howard County, they got a whole list of trades you can get. And they said you can come from any county and it'd be free. It don't matter if it's CDLs, HVAC, all that. So it's about getting this information to the people that want it. If you don't want it, man, go ahead about your business. But if you want it, I'm trying to provide it. And trying to get more people. So if you are involved in something like this, holla.
I definitely agree, man. I definitely think, man, it's about financial empowerment and knowledge too myself, man. I think it's honorable what you're doing, like sharing this information. A lot of people don't talk like this, you know.
They like to hide it, man. They won't tell you that them lonely nights where, for one, you mad because at mail call. So at 4 o'clock, probably all prisons on East Coast, niggas is in that door waiting for mail call. So if you got people in jail and you ain't send no mail, at 4 o'clock, he's saying fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lonely feeling when you ain't get no mail. It's a lonely feeling when you eat dinner at 4 o'clock. So by 8 o'clock, if ain't nobody showing you no love, you home. So those type of conditions will provide that type of, I guess, protection for any pressure that's out here. So if I got to build you, man, that shit ain't nothing. Or if I'm in a negotiating meeting with these guys, where other guys would look at them like, man, they multi-millionaires. Man, y'all ain't nothing, because I had to negotiate with killers. You know what I'm saying? So it's so much that you get from jail or from the streets, and if you aim that positive, then we have the advantage. Because we've been through the fire, and we are inventive as people. So just like this contract I got, when most people, 3 contractors turned it down. I said, man, I'm gonna be able to hire enough people to do it. And I'm gonna find a way, and now I found a way, and I watched videos and everything like that, found a way, it's running smooth. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I talk like this. I talk so you can get the nitty gritty. I talk so you can understand that jail broke me. So I came home like, man, I ain't going back to jail. You know what I'm saying? Almost got robbed. Well, I got robbed like a month ago by a young guy. And just being around the wrong people.
Yeah.
Even though I'm in my stuff.
Yeah.
End up trying to snatch his gun, cut my hand. But it just taught me that, man, they lost. I could have did whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what happens when you have that knowledge, so now ignorance is not bliss. And you looking at this guy, he like, man, he hooked on perks.
Yeah.
He doing this and that and the third. Am I gonna hurt the cause or help the cause? Overlook that and still hire somebody else that he know that's gonna make him mad because now he getting money that you thought, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's ways to do this thing, man. And it would take way more than one interview for me to expose everything. But I'm out to expose, to enlighten, to let them know. You know what I'm saying? Like, what path do you want to do? What path is it? You know what I'm saying? And I also want to highlight how I think a lot of people are judgmental.
Yeah. Sure.
And I'm going to talk to the main people, or I guess the majority of people that's caught up on social media and caught up in all that. I think a lot of people are weird.
Yeah.
Because I didn't grow up with that technology.
Yeah.
You know? So when I come home, man, you know, you try to text me, I don't know nothing about texts. I ain't talked to you to this day. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how of a disconnect. You'd rather text somebody that you didn't hear their voice because you're not used to hearing people's voice. So it's normal for you.
Yeah.
It's not normal for me. In my mind, if you don't call me, you don't love me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you grew up with that technology, then you won't feel like that. You know what I'm saying?
It's normal.
I think Facebook is it's virtual reality.
Yeah.
I know too many people who is not who they is on there.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not here to judge if that's how you want to do, you know what I mean? But it's sad to see just the direction that we going in and the things that's happening around us, and people walk around like we're not getting killed at epidemic numbers by the police.
Yeah.
That we're not killing each other at epidemic numbers. You know what I'm saying? That so because of those two factors, how many kids is growing up, you know what I'm saying, without no parents? Or how many guys are deadbeats, but they still walking around with a clique?
Yeah.
Why are they not shunned by everybody? Why is it cool to be a deadbeat these days? So I just don't understand, you know. So I look at everything and I just like, damn, man, y'all don't have that's why a lot of people from Africa, from different countries, they look at black Americans funny. Because we have a whole bunch of opportunities and we choose not to do it. Even with me, you see I got two guys I hired.
Yeah.
One Mexican and one black. I had to go out my way to find him because y'all niggas make it hard for me to hire.
Yeah.
If I leave, I gotta worry about the black guy smoking cigarettes and doing everything that he doing. Dude, man, he doing his job. And there's so many black contractors that's going through the same thing. And we be trying to help. Y'all just be trying to get over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They coming in talking about, man, I want 175 a day. God damn, brother, what's your credentials? So don't put your self-worth more than what is actually in your thing. Like, we know how much we worth.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you can just jump into something and get your worth. That's not the way it works.
Yeah. Yeah, don't price yourself out, for sure. One thing I was thinking about, just to expound on what you were just saying, but before that, you said you originally went in 1997, you came home 2015?
December 2012.
2012. How many changes did you see in there from that time, and also coming home? Like, what was that kind of shock like? I know you mentioned the social media, but
it's still shocking.
Still shocking?
Yeah, because everything changed. I mean, the first so when I first got out, I was on house arrest for 90 days. So I was getting a taste of it. Internet was crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at all this stuff. So the first stop that I did when I got out was a 7-Eleven. Right? And I was with my little sister. So when I walked in the store, the shit just looked like Alice, like a Wonderland.
Yeah.
It was so colorful, it had all these different selections, and I had stopped. So my sister came, grabbed me by the hand, was like, come on. And she walked me through, and just something that small. So I knew I was in for. So the world is different. But one thing that I did when I first come home and seen that internet, I was like, damn, I can release something here and everybody can see it. As in the 90s, you release something, who gonna see it? You got to walk around for 5 blocks up for them to see it.
Yeah.
Now you press a button, you can get 40 applications filled out. So the internet is for you if you use it for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's like the big change of this. It's just everything is technology, and just seeing how I think social media is the biggest distraction of this world.
Yeah.
Because people are addicted. I had so many females like, oh, I just gotta deactivate myself for a little while. You don't have no control, but I don't see nobody making no money off it. I done made a lot. But for tax purposes, we're gonna leave that alone.
Yeah.
But over the years, I made a lot of money. And that's for free marketing, free everything. So I wanna know, like, you have to change the mentality because there's only a few different ways of thinking in this country. And this is my opinion. You got employer, employee, criminal, and handicapped. You know? So handicapped, they gotta do what they gotta do, but they get checks.
Right.
That's cool, they just, you know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing else they can do. You have criminals, they're gonna find a way without worrying about the law. You know what I'm saying? So in criminals, you got employee and employer too, but that's a whole different mind frame because they're not even part of almost civilization for real. They don't abide by the same rules as citizens go by and things like that. If you're an employee, you are of a dependent mind frame. You depend on somebody else to ensure that you have money to pay your bills. That means that when you wake up in the morning, if you know that you owe $1,000 or you're gonna get put out, and you know your paycheck is only $400, you still won't try to find something else to do. You'll get evicted based on you saying I already work full time, like it's nothing else.
Yeah.
Now you switch over to employer. I can have a job, and if I know I got that $600, I'm gonna find something else to do. I'm gonna go rake some leaves. I'm gonna go power wash. I'm gonna go do whatever I gotta do to make it because now I'm feeling like I'm a boss.
Yeah.
A boss is make sure that I eat and everybody around me eat. So there's nothing in my way to make sure that I'm gonna eat and grow, either it be through real estate, either it be through anything.
Yeah.
What's a way that I can get in so I can get that money? And that's the way that the movement has to go.
Yeah.
Because in any direction or any messages that was ever geared towards us, either be through Martin Luther King Jr., Mr. Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, nobody has ever promoted entrepreneurism as like, this is what's gonna save us. Let's try this for 6 months. Let's try this for a year. Let's do a Facebook challenge. Everybody go get registered business.
Yeah.
And then see what programs that's available and everything like that. But it should be out of style for you not to have a business. As black people, if I see that you got the clothes that Foot Locker got, let me come get that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you as that business owner, reach back and make sure that you employ somebody else. And then we each one build one. There's never been that message. Yeah. So let's try that message now. You know what I'm saying? All these kids dying every year. They waking up, they have nothing to live for.
Yeah.
So if they wake up and your son is 14 and you know he's a gang member. So it's Friday. Tomorrow he might wake up, you give him the papers and say he a business owner, you gave him a lawnmower and an edger. Let's see if that changes his attitude instead of you saying, oh, he gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the only way. The only way to be a free black person in this country is to own your own. I have no balls.
Yeah.
That relieves so much stress out of my life. You know what I'm saying? Some of them days you be so sad, you be like, damn, I don't feel like doing nothing today. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm able to delegate that to somebody else or not do nothing and make it up the next day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I can employ the people I want to employ. I get paid what I want.
Yeah.
Or I walk away from a job. There's no other power like that in this country. So why not?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's what's up, man. I appreciate you sharing that with us. Where can they find you on social? Do you have a social media?
Yeah, I definitely got social media. I got on my Facebook page. You can look me up under Cliff White. You'll see. I got a couple of them, but it's one that has the picture of my truck with I got a snowplow and the salt on my truck. So you can go on that. A business page under C's Cleaning Company. And you spell that CEE''S Cleaning Company. And if you look up C's Cleaning Company, Google it, you'll see me. And so I got Instagram, but I'm not with, I don't know how to say all that. Underscore, listen, y'all got the fun. I'm still getting used to this, man. So, you know, but in leaving, I'm just saying, man, it's entrepreneur or die. It's almost like what 50 Cent said, get rich or die trying. You know, you have to understand the power of owning your own. So instead of buying a pair of jeans that cost $300, go buy wholesale, and then you'll be able to afford to get your shit printed up and wear your own shit. Have a whole bunch of different independent joints coming out there. You know what I'm saying? Somebody asked me the other day, man, you gonna cop them Balenciagas? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Balenciaga.
I looked them up for the first $700, Lord. That's my truck payment and my car payment, and this nigga walking. So I'm saying, yo, why you gonna pay $700 for a pair of tennis to walk on? Yeah, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But if you gave me $700, I could turn that into a snowblower, or I could turn that into a salter. You know? And a couple weeks ago, that $250 salter made me $806. Entrepreneur is how you gonna get bread. You use that money to do this, and you use that money to do that. You know what I'm saying?
That's a nice return right there.
I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm saying, if your females out there, y'all off the chain, why don't you just set up a video? Y'all ain't have to do nothing on camera. But make people pay to watch how y'all live. Walk around your drawing pens. It's anything that people are getting rich off. And take notes and understand, yo, I want a business this year. It's 2020, man. It's clear vision. Stop thinking that a job is going to save your life, because it's not. Because even when you work overtime, that time that you work overtime, now all of a sudden your tax bracket jump up them three spaces and they tax you on that overtime. Because they're going to make sure that whatever your tax bracket is, that shit going to stay. Unless you get a better job, you know what I'm saying? So even if you have a job, and that's your security, always be an entrepreneur, because that's what we was fighting for. Madam C.J. Walker was the first black woman that I know about that had a business in this country. So we've been doing this for years, man. And especially as a convict, it's your freest way to be free, man. So that's what I leave y'all with, man. Motivation, dedication, and stand for something, you know? Kaepernick, fuck the NFL. But now I'm ready to change that if they actually pledge this $100 million from Jay. You know, and I remember a lot of people was mad at Jay, and he said, man, you kneeled 3 years ago. What's gonna come after that? See, and a lot of people can't see that. You know what I'm saying? And it's about progression. But live for something. Don't just let these companies keep just saying F us, and y'all keep supporting them. You know what I'm saying? Gucci don't get no play. No. If y'all just show us that y'all don't care about us, don't support them, because we spend the most money out of everybody. Support them black companies that's out there doing something, or find a company that's doing something. Or rock your own shit, but just stop acting like this stuff don't mean nothing. Or we're going to have another Trump, or have Trump in office again. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want that.
And he's doing a lot. He ready to start making people do urinalysis for food stamps. He's going after us. Even though more white people is on food stamps, that's just because they so much more. So them numbers are skewed, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, we under attack because we attack ourselves, and we don't attack the powers that be. You know what I'm saying? So I'm on my Malcolm X, but I'm not saying grab an AK. I'm saying go grab a business degree or stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. You don't have to go to college. So I ain't go to college, and I make more than your doctor. You know what I'm saying? So if I can do it, you can do it.
That's what's up, man. I'm hoping a lot of people watch this one really take from it, take heed to it, you know?
Yeah, man, they have me back, man. If they asking questions, and you know, we can make it happen. Man.
Yeah, I definitely want them to reach out to you, man. Man, but thank you for coming on.
I appreciate you having me.
Yes, sir. And well, that's our episode with Cliff White. Make sure y'all check him out, man. Follow him, reach out to him if you need him. Man, we need more people like him for sure. You know, you may not know anybody, but like he just said, he's open to connecting with you. You know, hopefully we'll all take heed.
Most definitely, man. So stay strong, stay dedicated, man, and have a focus.
Yes, sir. That's this episode of Transparency. See y'all next time.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Thank you for watching another episode of Transparency. Shout out to Cliff for coming on today and sitting and talking with us and, you know, sharing his experiences and dropping them gems on us. You know, even after we got done shooting, we still sat there probably for almost another 30 minutes or so just listening, you know, learning some more, asking him questions. The good part is he said he down to do a part 2 with us. So shout out to him. Also, as usual, man, shout out to Captain Snacks, aka Box, PK Visuals by Nell for all the camera work and the editing. And if you made it this far, you made it to the end. So once again, thank you for watching Transparency. See you next time.